So we will understand today about Testlink. So Testlink is a URL based, or you can say a web based tool. Okay, web based tool for helping us in writing test cases and execution of test cases. So this is the base main advantage, or you can say basic usage of Testlink. Okay, uh, this tool is generally used in distributed environment. Okay, wherein people are located in different areas or maybe in same company but different countries or different regions or cities. In that way, what we can do is we can write our test cases and store it in one particular common place, that is this tool. Okay, and even execute the test cases in this particular tool itself. So each and every one can have a look at the written test cases as well as the executed test cases. So whatever be the current status of the project of the execution of test cases, we can have a look in, it in the test link itself. Okay, so we'll understand this part. I will ask admin to share you the test link URL, test link mantis URL, as well as the credentials of it. So tomorrow onwards, you can like access it and you can practice it as well. Okay. So let's go and understand testing tool. This is the URL, okay, of the testing tool. So I will log in it as an admin. Okay, I will log in as an admin. તમારે ફોન કરવું પડશે પુષ્પાબેન મારો સેશન ચાલે છે ડાન્સ શીખવા ગઈ મારામાંથી કરી લો ને just a minute guys, I've got a call right now. Yeah, fine. So this is the testing tool. I have logged in with admin user. Okay, you can see over here admin user, and from here you can log out. These are some of the shortcut icons you can see over here. Okay. Now in case of testing, you or what your role would be to write test cases, but then before writing test cases, you should have a structure ready. Okay, so each and every project you are working, you will be writing test cases in that particular project. So project needs to be created. Okay, project needs to be created. Then you have to create test plan. Now this test plan acts as a phase. Okay, kind of a phase one, phase two, phase three. See, the entire project does not become or does not get created in one particular flow or one go. They are divided into sections or phases, and then every phase has some of the requirements created, or you can say developed, and then tested. Okay, so we can say phase one comprises of login functionality, payment functionality, shopping cart, and another few reports and all those things. Then it could have another phase as well, phase two, or you can say test plan. Okay, test plan and phase two. This could be reports, let's say reports, filter functionality, and search functionality. So these functionalities are listed out in phase two. These functionalities are listed in phase 1. So we have divided all the functionalities into two parts. Okay, this might be comprising of 2 months. Okay, this will be completed in 2 months, and similarly, this might be completed in 1 month. So, okay, just an example. Now, every phase will be having releases. So, release 1, okay, same way release 2, and same way release 3. Now, this releases depend on the schedule. Okay, this would be planned earlier only. It's not necessary that every phase will be having 3 releases. It could have only 1 release or 2 release or more than 3 releases. It again depends on the project manager. So what happens in release 1? You get all these requirements to test. Okay, so you will be writing test cases related to these functionalities. Okay, now that will be executed as part of release 1. So you will perform smoke testing, then detailed level of testing, then you will go for okay, you will find defects. Okay, you might find defects over here. So that defects will be fixed in the release 2, and again it will come to you. So you again will have sanity, you will have retesting, you will have regression, regression cycle. And in case of release 3, again some of the defects are still not fixed. They have failed in retesting. So again we will go with sanity, retesting, and regression. So this is kind of a buffer, okay, buffer release. As in, if necessary, if needed, then we will go for this. Otherwise, we might finish our testing over here. Testing for this phase, this particular 3 requirements. Okay. So this is how the planning would be done. So first we need to create project, then we need to create plan, and for each plan we need to have multiple release. Now this release is also called as build. Okay, build given by the developer. So either you can say build or release. Inside build you will be having test cases. This is I'm talking about execution part. Okay guys, this is execution part. But definitely you will be writing test cases for a particular build. So we need to have these three in place beforehand. Before starting with writing test cases, we need to have project, a test plan, and a build, and then we can write test cases. Okay. So how to create a project? Simply, you can go to this test project management, okay, and you can create a project from here by clicking on create button. You can create a project by filling out all these details. See now this activity is part of a lead or a manager. So you don't have to do this task, but I'm just giving you an idea. Even the credentials, user roles we will be giving you, you won't be able to access these things. So I'm just giving an overview or an idea. Okay, the moment you go into industry also, you will be not getting an option to create project and do all these things. These are admin related activities, which are these rights are given to some specific user only. Okay, so project we have created from here, test project management. Once project is created, you can select the project from this particular section. So say for example, project orange HRM, okay, is selected over here. Then we have to go and create test plan management. Okay, so we have to create test plan. So test plan. Okay, already many students have created many of the test plan. What you can do, just click on create, and you can say okay phase one, okay, and then some details, some description as in related to the phase. As in I can say this phase comprises of these functionalities. Okay, completed in 2 months. I can say this. You can keep it blank also because this is not a mandatory field. Okay, we keep it active and public. You can click on create. So that will be created. Again, as I said, there's already a test run with this name. So already it's created. See, if there would be a plan for phase one, it's already created. But you can create any of the plan name, because people have just given any random plans. So this is the second step. Once plan is created, you can select your test plan from this particular option. Okay, from this drop down, you can select your phases. I will select this phase 1, and then you have to go and create build or release. So this build or release will be part of phase 1. See, phase 1. So already created, already people have created it. I can say okay, create, and I can say release 1, and then release date. So release date is when developer is going to give you a release. So I will say okay, 10th, on 10th of October I will be getting a release. So click on create. Okay, and again it's already created. So you will see these kind of releases coming over here, or options coming over. Okay, this is just a structure. Okay, a project structure, which admin person or a project manager would have created already. You need not to create this part. Okay, need not to worry also about this part. Fine. So this is the portion we have done: project, test plan, and build. Now we have to go to the real part, that is writing test cases. So writing test cases you can do from here, as in test specification. You can see this icon, test specification. You can go to this option also, test specification over here. Okay, but we will be going with this particular icon. Click on this icon. You can close this part. You can click on this button and it will get closed or collapsed. Okay, you can close this one. So these are created. These are already some of the test cases created. Just at the very beginning or at the very first instance, you will be able to see the project name only. Okay, you will be able to see the project name only. So what we have to do, we have to click on the project name. Okay, click on the project name, then click on this gear icon, that is action side. Okay, just click on it and you will get this option, test suite operation. Yesterday I have told you about this test suite, right? Test suite is nothing but a folder which is containing specific test cases. Okay, as in if I create a test suite name as payment, then it would be containing test cases related to payment functionality. If I create a test suite name as login, so that login test suite would be containing test cases related to login functionality, and so on. Okay, so you can create a test suite with the name of functionality, or according to a page name, or testing type like smoke testing, regression testing, sanity testing. Okay, this name also you can give. Just you have to categorize the test cases. So you have to create a folder. These all are nothing but your test suite. Okay, these are test suites. My info. So my info is the test suite name, which would be comprising of again it is also having another folders, subfolders, or you can say sub test suite. That is emergency contacts, contact details. Okay, so if you go to contact details, there would be some test cases related to contact details. Okay, but these are some of the test cases created by students for practice. So you can ignore this. Okay. So what we can do is we can say mine for one. Okay. Which is already let's see. Create another one. So I will click on this plus icon. Okay, and then I will say my info. Okay, module. Let's say this here. Okay, and it's not necessary to give details. Okay, it should be fine. Keyword section you can skip it, this part, because already we have categorized our test cases based on the test suite, so need not to go for keywords. Okay. Keywords are there to help you while doing filter functionality. Okay, keyword can be written over here, and based on that keyword you can search for the test case. So this is not required. It's not required. Already we are filtering our test cases based on the test suite. Okay. So just click on save. So I will repeat the step. What I have done, I have selected the project. Then I went to this icon, clicked on this icon. I have clicked on this plus icon and then provided with the test suite name. Details, you can skip it out and then click on save. Either you can click on save. Okay. Right now cancel. So this mindful module, this is the test suite. This is created, the last folder. Okay. Now select that folder. Okay. And then again click on this gear icon or actions icon. Now again you are getting test suite operation and test case operation. So if you want to further classify or further subcategorize this, you can again go for test suite and you can say okay personal details screen. So I will say personal details screen and then click on save. So personal details screen is part of now my info module. This. So this is another folder. Select that folder again. Again click on this. Again if you want to subcategorize you can click on test suite. Or if you want to write test cases respective to this particular screen or page or functionality, then directly you can click on plus icon related to test case. So click on plus. Now you will get all the options as we have discussed in the notepad, as in the Excel sheet. Same test case format you will see over here. So this test case format is worldwide common. Okay, wherever you go, whichever tool we use, these format or these column names will be common. Okay, across each and every place. So test case title, what I can say like login with, you can say check uh, my, or you can say check personal details page display on login with ESS user. This is my test scenario, which becomes my test case title. Now summary is objective. What is my objective? So this test case ensures user, or you can say ESS user, when logins for the first time in Orange HRM site, user should be redirected to the personal details screen. That is my objective to check. So this test case ensures that this should happen. Okay. Now what is precondition? So same thing, URL should be available. This is very much common. Test environment should be available. And then you can say login credentials. ESS user login credentials needs to be available. Needs to be status is draft, importance is high, okay, and everything is high. Execution type manual. What is your estimated execution duration? You can say okay 5 minutes, my estimation to check with this part. Okay, and click on create. Now after clicking on create, now you will get the option of writing test steps. Okay, test steps. So click on this create button. So this portion is done. Okay, you have the test case title, summary, and precondition. Now you have to click on create step. So click on create step. So this kind of tabular structure you will be able to see. Okay, steps, expected result, whether it's manual or automation. So right now it's manual. So I will say the very first step is to open the URL, and that URL I have to provide. If you don't have URL, you can just say open URL of website, okay, or your application URL. You need not to go for the application URL. And you will say okay, login page should be Just wait. And then click on save. So one step, one particular row. Okay, this is one step in one row. Second step, enter valid credentials. Okay, and, ESS valid, ESS user, ESS user valid credentials. Login page, and click on. You can say okay, this would be second, third step. So you can say credentials, enter. Credentials, enter. Then again click on save. Third step, click on login button. Click on login button. See, if you have a button name or a specific validation message or something which is separate from the sentence, then make ensure that it should be double quotes or single quotes so that it separates out from the rest of the statement. So click on login button and verify user is logged in and should be and or should not should be and user is redirected to personal details screen your page and you can say okay user logged in successfully and user is redirected to this particular screen. That's it, and just click on save and exit. So your test case is done. You have your test case title. This is your auto generated test case ID. Okay, this is a summary, precondition, steps, expected result. Actual result will come when you go for execution part. Right now you have just written the test case. Okay, so that's it. You have done. You are done with the test case. One test case. If you want to go for another test case, again click on this person details. Click on this actions icon. Click on this test case operation and start writing another test case. So step by step, all the scenarios you have to convert into this particular test case form. Once everything done, then you are good to go with execution part later on. Once you have created all the functionality test cases, converted all the scenarios into test cases, then you can go for execution part. But before going for execution part, there are some steps to be followed, wherein you have to add this test case into the test plan and then assign it to the testers and then you can execute. Okay, so how to do that? That again, that part will be done by the senior person or a lead or a manager. So you have this option, add remove test cases. So already test cases are there. We have to add or remove the test cases into the test plan. See, it might happen that this phase one, this plan, might have some of the functionality. As I said, it is having only these functionalities. But you have written test cases related to these functionalities plus these functionalities as well. So you have written test cases of these 6 functionalities. But phase 1 is comprising of only test cases related to these 3 functionalities. So you just have to add the test cases related to these functionalities into the phase 1 or plan 1. These test cases will be added later on into phase 2. Okay, so that is the reason it is this option is given, add or remove test cases. So what we have to do, click on this and over here, say for example, number of test cases. So I'll go with this example only. Okay, my particular test case which I have created. This page is a little bit slow. Just wait for some. Okay. So this option came up. Okay, test plan phase one, add test cases to test plan. Okay, so you can say okay Chrome and Firefox. This again you can add it again. Okay, I'll mention about this also. So you have to say all platforms. You want to execute the test case on both the browser. So you will say all platforms. Click on adding. So both of the test checkbox are selected. So this is one test case, but it will be created twice, as in one for Chrome and another for Firefox browser. So there will be two instances of this test case. Okay. You have clicked on adding. Now add selected. So this test case will now be added to the test plan. Okay. So this color will be changing to yellow. Again, wait for some time period and it will change. This page is time consuming. I don't know why. Okay. Fine. So this is in yellow color. Now this test case is added to the test plan. You can directly go to the execution and you can see this is available. This should be available. Okay. But generally, what happens? You have to assign the test cases to testers because you might have 100, 200, 300 test cases. One person won't be doing that. That 100, 200 test cases will be divided into your team members, between your team members. So that assignment part can be done from here. Okay. So again, I'll just give you an overview of this. So assign test cases. Let's wait for the page to load. Now you see only four of the test cases are added into this particular phase one part. We have so many folders, we have so many test suites and test cases in that particular orange HRM. But then this phase one is consisting of only four test cases, which we have added through add remove test cases. Okay. You can go to this particular test suite. Just select this test and you will see create a section. So see, the test case is only one, okay? Same. Check percentages page display on login with ESS user, but it is available for two platforms. One is for Chrome, another is for Firefox. So say for example, for Chrome, I want to assign it to one particular tester. Say for example, Akash, and the other test case I want to assign it to some other Asta, and then apply assign. Apply assign and then save assign. So both the test cases are now assigned. The username will come over here. It is taking some time, but those username will be coming. So I have assigned okay these test cases to specific user. Okay, once they log in with their user credentials, okay, in their test execution part, they will be able to see. Okay. Anyways, this is taking time. The it is already assigned, so I will directly go to the execution. So for test execution, this I can joystick icon. Okay, this is your test execution part. So click on it. Now you can see in settings section, you have test plan. You can select this test plan. Select the platform. Select the build to execute, and accordingly, your test cases will be laid out over here. Okay. If you have executed your test case on Chrome, and if you want to execute on Firefox, you just have to select Firefox. And the test case pertaining to Firefox will be listed out over here. Okay, that way. So this is just to understand, okay, which of the test cases have been executed or assigned to you. You can select it from here. So this got loaded, and this is for Firefox. I'll go over here, I will select it. Now what you have to do is the execution part. So now you are at a stage when you are having the application URL with you. Okay, release has been already given to you, and you are in the execution phase. So you have to read the test case title. Okay, this is the test case. This is the summary objective. These are three things which I should be having. Then what is the first step? Open application URL. So you will select or you will open a browser or URL, okay, in the browser, and then you will be opening the URL. What is expected? Login page should be displayed. So you will see, okay, login page got displayed or not. If yes, then you will say, okay, login login page displayed. Okay, and you can say status is passed. That's it. Then again, next step, enter valid credentials. Okay, credentials entered. So you will say, okay, enter credentials entered. Okay, it is accepted. So passed. Click on login button and verify user is redirected to personal details screen. Okay, this is your expected result. Now, actually, what happened? Okay, user is redirected to some other page, say for example, home page, okay, or dashboard page. So this step got failed. So overall test case will be failed. You will say, okay, test case failed. Okay, failed. You can log a defect related to it, and you have to mention the defect ID over here. Defect portion I will explain it in the next weekend. So defect ID, you have to mention the defect ID, say for example 001, and then you can say execution duration. So we have estimated 5 minutes, but it took us 2 minutes to complete. So you can say, okay, this is done. And this, see, these are three smiley icons. So this happy smiley is for pass. This sad icon is for fail, and this last one is for block. So if the test cases fail, just click on this, okay, fail. Generally, when the test case fails, we are happy as a tester. Okay, but over here it's sad. Anyways, so this test case got failed. Okay, it is the date and timestamp tested by admin, status failed, duration, version, bug management. You can attach the okay, link also, but we have not yet created the defect, so we cannot attach it. So this is how you can say this test is got executed. And over here also you will see it is in pink color. So these are some color notations. This is like 0 over here as in white space. It is like not run. So right now there is 0 not run. Already we have executed one. In total there are 1 test case. 0 is not run. This green is passed, pink is for fail, and this purple is for block. So right now the test case is failed, so it is coming as 1 over here. Okay, over here you can see this particular test case is still not executed, so it is a not run. If it would have been executed, say for example, let me execute it. I will say the test case got passed. The test case got passed, green color. So it will, this page will refresh. Let's wait. It got refreshed, and see this is now passed. So one test case is passed. That's it. This is how you have to create test cases in Testlink from test specification. And once it has been assigned to you, you can go to the test execution part, and from settings section, you have to select the plan, the release number, okay, or build number, and if it is browser, then you can select the browser also, okay, from this particular section, and then accordingly execute the test cases one by one. So you have to click on the test case, go through the test case steps one by one, and then perform those steps on the website. Okay, and then lastly, at the end, you have to click on pass, fail, or block, and write the description if you have any specific. Say for example, you have created a customer. So customer ID, what customer got created? So customer ID you can mention. Okay, this is the customer ID. 001. If you have created it or you have purchased a product, what is the order ID? So order ID you can mention it over here. So anything or any notes or description you want to add, you can add it over here, and then accordingly pass, fail, or block. Okay. So this is how your test case writing and execution happens in test. Fine, clear up to this part, guys? Understood?